So, good day everyone. I am Lanurias, the first reporter in our group. So, the given topic that we have is about the economic and financial analysis of forestry projects. So, I will talk about the lesson 1, the basic concepts of environmental valuation of forestry projects. So, steps in the cost-benefit analysis by Verdon 2015. So, the cost-benefit analysis is a way to compare the costs and benefits of an intervention where both are expressed in monetary units. So, these are several steps in the application of the cost benefits analysis. So, number 1 is specify the set of restorations, transitions. So, define which degraded land uses will be restored and the activities that will be used to restore them. So, degraded land is a land that has lost some degree of its natural productivity due to human-caused processes. So, the example is identifying restoration transitions in Rwanda. So, in Rwanda, IUCN and WRI use consultative workshops with government and non-government stakeholders to identify 3 degraded land uses that could benefit from restoration through the strategic introduction of trees and improved management practices. Through the consultative workshops, the following land uses in need of restoration were identified. So the consultative workshops has a following objectives. These are our two: to formulate and prioritize a set of policy questions, then to develop the capacity of sectoral government counterparts and non-government stakeholders in policy questions formulation. Then third is to enhance dialogue and build common expectations. So the following land uses in need of restorations were identified. So the first is degraded agriculture. So it can be the loss of organic matter, decline in soil fertility, and structural conditions, erosions, adverse changes in salinity, acidity or alkalinity, and the effects of toxic chemicals, pollutants, or excessive flooding. Second is poorly managed woodlots and timber plantations. So woodlots, it is a small area of trees that can be used as fuel or to provide wood for building things. And third is deforested land. So the purposeful clearing of forested land. So the 5 broad restoration activities that could be used to improve the ecological and economic productivity of the degraded land uses were proposed by stakeholders. So our restoration or the action. So the first is agroforestry on steppe sloping land in conjunction with other soil conservation measures such as radical and progressive terracing. Agroforestry on flat or gently sloping land, including those areas principally managed as pasture and rangelands. Third is improved silviculture and rehabilitation of existing suboptimally managed woodlands and plantations, including very small 0.5 hectare areas. Fourth is protection and restoration of existing areas of natural forests, mainly in or around protected areas, but also extending to small isolated fragments. Fifth is establishment or improvement of protective forests on important and sensitive sites such as range tops with the 20 or 55% and very steep sloping land, then riparian zones and wetland buffer zones and margins. So number 2, define the stakeholders who will be impacted by restorations. So define the groups of people who will be impacted by the restorations transitions. So the example is the localities, LGU, vulnerable or marginalized entities, and etc. The marginalized entities these are the senior citizens, persons below average intelligence, and more. So third is catalog the impacts and define how they will be measured. So which impacts matter most to the stakeholders who will be impacted by restoration, and what units of measurement are most useful for measuring them. So the example is cost-benefit frameworks is to document the physical impacts of the restoration transitions. Then number 4, the transaction cost. So represent the cost for landowners and implementing agencies to identify viable land to restore and negotiate over terms that ensure restoration meets both local and national priorities. So the transaction costs are important because they affect how much net return a company accrues. So number 5, the opportunity cost. So they represent the tangible goods and services that were foregone to make restoration possible. So the opportunity cost is an economics term that refers to the value of what you have to give up in order to choose something else, or in a nutshell, it's a value of the road not taken. And number 6, predict or estimate or specified thing, the impacts of quantitatively over the time horizon of the project. So use ecosystem service models, household surveys, stakeholder engagement, and other estimation methods to quantify the expected impacts of restoration activities.
Good day everyone, I am Jolevic Gato. Today I will tackle the continuation of steps in the cost-benefit analysis, Verdun 2015, 7-11. So in number 7, monetize all the impacts and also use appropriate direct at and direct methods to value the estimated impacts. So in number 8, discount benefit ang cost para makuha ang present values at pumili ng tamang discount rate para makagawa ng streams para sa future benefits and cost comparable at the present moment. So example nito is calculate the present values turned by 2007 at gumamit ng discount rate of 0.01% para ma-estimate ang optimal global response to climate change by arguing that the
Market-based instrument. In environmental law and policy, market-based instrument are policy instruments that use markets, price, and other economic variables to provide incentives for polluters to reduce or eliminate negative environmental externalities. So market-based instrument is seek to address the market failures of environmental externalities either by incorporating the external cost of production or consumption activities through taxes or charges on processes or product, or by creating property light and facilitating the establishment of proxy market for the use of environmental services. Price-based instrument. Price-based instrument. With price-based instrument, governments set or adjust the price of goods and services to reflect relative environmental and social cost. The price may be expressed as a subsidy or a cost to reflect environmental and social benefit or environmental negative impact. For example is the public transit pricing, water pricing, and development charges. So the price-based instrument, it is a set of prices on goods and services to reflect environmental and social cost. Right-based instrument. Right-based instrument. With right-based instrument, governments establish limit on the quantity or quality of goods and services. The limits determine the type of goods and services produced. Revenue can be generated through the selling or auctioning of right. Example of these are the tradable permit for water, bag, tag programs for waste, and licensing parking space. So the right-based investment is the establisher's limit on the quantity or quality of the goods and the services. Market friction reduction instrument. These are the policy mechanisms that aim to improve the functioning of market through improving information or growing market demand. This type of MBI is non-financial. Example of these include energy efficiency, product labeling, peer sharing, partnership events, electric vehicle, parking locations, and green public procurement. So the market friction reduction is a non-financial MBI that improve functioning of market through policy. Market-based instrument for implementing 8 environmental topics. In order to help municipal decision maker and influence identity potential market-based instrument that can support the environmental objective in their sustainable community plans, the Sustainability Alignment Manual or SAM 2 has been created. The tool is an inventory that aims to help close the gap between the planning and implementation of sustainable community plans by supporting the municipal use of MBI. The inventory categories MBI into the 8 environmental topics most prevalent in sustainable community plans. So the 8 environmental topics are the transportation, water quality, solid waste, air quality and energy, land use, climate change, food security, and lastly is the ecological diversity.
Good day everyone, this is my report. The 7P is marketing relating to the marketing instrument. Product. Simply put, the marketing mix product is what is being marketed. When we refer to the product, we refer to aspects such as quality, packaging, design, and brand. You must ensure that the product satisfies the needs of your market while designing it. Does your target market or audience desire or need it? The life cycle, which covers the growth, maturity, and sales drop phases, must also be considered by providing a better quality product to your intended audience that your opponents. You will be able to win these aspects. Second is price. In the marketing mix refers to the amount of money your consumer is willing to spend. The price must be higher than the cost of manufacturing by definition, as this decides your profit on survival. Changing the pricing has a significant influence on the product sales and demand and the impressions of your brand. Third is place, refers to the distribution and availability of your goods to potential buyers as part of the marketing mix. And you can talk about the location without mentioning your target market. This component necessitates the true gaps of the target personnel. You will uncover the most effective distribution methods once you have nailed knowing the ins and outs of your target clients. Promotion. Place refers to the distribution availability of your goods. So when it comes to the marketing mix, the component of the promotion mix refers to who and how, what is conveyed, to whom it transmitted, how is the audience reached, and how frequently it's promoted. It uses techniques such as advertising, sales, public relation, emails, social media. People aren't business dependent on the individuals who manage them. Having the right people is a no-brainer since they are much a part of your business. Offering and product services you provided. Employee performance, appearance, and customer service are all examples of this. As a result, establishing what continues the appropriate people for your company might be difficult, but it should be included the following three factors. First is exceptional service. Second is genuine utility. Third is be open to suggestions. Process. The process in the marketing mix is a method through which your product or services is presented to clients. Your sales funnel, distribution system, or other methodical operation can ensure your company function properly. You also want to make sure that your procedure is well organized to save money. Other examples include the order in which individuals complete activities, the quantity of inquiries received by salespeople, and how performance is recorded and assessed. That's all. Thanks for listening.